Machiavelli grasped a brutal truth about human nature, one that most ignore. Silence is the most lethal weapon in the arsenal of power. Across history, the most formidable strategists weren't the loudest in the room. They were the ones who knew precisely when to say nothing. The leader who reveals his thoughts becomes predictable. The general who declares his plans invites defeat. The negotiator who cannot hold his tongue loses before the battle begins. In a world addicted to noise, to constant chatter, to the urge to be heard, we've lost touch with an ancient reality. True power often resides in what remains unsaid. Machiavelli noted, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone sees, but few feel. People see what you appear to be, but only a few experience what you truly are." This is the genius of silence. Those who master it do not merely withhold words. They create mystery, breed uncertainty, and keep others forever guessing. Silence isn't the absence of power. It's power distilled. It's not weakness. It's measured, deliberate strength. But here's the truth. Most people cannot handle silence. It unnerves them. It creates tension, a void they feel desperate to fill, with words, with justifications, with confessions. And in that scramble to kill the silence, they reveal everything: their doubts, their desires, their strategy, their soft spots. The silent individual, meanwhile, simply observes, collecting intel, reading the field, and waiting for the precise moment to strike. In The Prince, Machiavelli warned rulers, "Speak rarely, especially about what truly matters. Every word is a risk, every sentence a potential trap. Those who speak too freely offer others the very rope that may one day be used to hang them, socially, politically, strategically." Silence buys time. It allows you to think, while forcing others to speak without thinking. In Discourses on Livy, Machiavelli advises the wise leader to let others come forward with their thoughts, while he himself offers nothing. This is strategic silence, not just staying quiet, but creating a vacuum others rush to fill, with information you can exploit. Today's leaders have forgotten this. They flood the world with tweets, interviews, declarations, exposing their hand before the game even begins. But the ones who truly understand power speak only with intent, when it serves their position, when it misleads the opposition, or when silence has done its job. Machiavelli observed that the powerful must be expert pretenders and dissemblers. This means knowing. Not every thought requires expression. Not every opinion deserves airtime. Not every emotion needs acknowledgement. Those who speak without calculation are like soldiers charging blindly into battle. Occasionally they win, but over time they are outmaneuvered by those who wait, watch, and strike only when victory is certain. Silence builds mystique, and mystique commands attention. Humans are drawn to what they can't fully grasp, and what they can't grasp they often fear. In any room, when one person remains silent, others instinctively assign them depth. They project wisdom, strength, and control onto the silent one, all while revealing their own insecurities through nervous talk. This is power without effort. Machiavelli knew information asymmetry is the bedrock of dominance. The one who knows more than they reveal holds the upper hand. The one who reveals more than they know, they forfeit their edge, often without realizing it. In any negotiation, any conflict, any relationship, the one who controls information controls the outcome. This is why silence isn't just useful, it is vital. It also grants superior timing. The person who speaks first locks themselves in, limits their options. But the one who waits, they stay fluid, they adapt, they study weakness, sense opportunity, and act only when it counts. Machiavelli warned, "Nothing wastes so much as haste, and nowhere is this truer than in communication." Hasty words betray intention. They expose strategy. They kill the element of surprise. Countless individuals have destroyed themselves not through action, but through impulsive speech, emotional outbursts, careless revelations, and needless commentary. All of it could have been avoided through discipline, through silence. In The Art of War, Machiavelli declares, "No enterprise is more likely to succeed than one concealed from the enemy until it is ripe for execution. The same applies to words. The thoughts you keep hidden are weapons, sharp, intact, ready. The plans you conceal are ambushes waiting to be sprung. The intentions you mask are advantages no opponent can prepare for. Silence is not emptiness. It is presence. Presence of power, refined and deliberate. True masters of silence understand. It is multidimensional. It protects. It mystifies. It draws others out. It builds tension. It keeps options open. It radiates control. And above all, it asserts dominance without ever raising a voice. There's a reason why, in ancient courts of power, the silent one was often the most feared. Silence speaks strength in ways words cannot. Anyone can speak. Few can command presence, not through speech, but through the anticipation of speech, through the gravity of their silence. In today's world, a world addicted to noise, flooded with updates and constant connection, the one who wields silence stands out. They appear mysterious, collected, dangerous. While others burn energy in endless chatter, the silent strategist waits, watching, calculating, planning the moment to strike. Machiavelli again reminds us, people in general judge more by the eyes than by the hands. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few grasp what you truly are. Silence gives you control over appearance, to project strength while hiding weakness, to appear unwavering while remaining adaptable. Every word narrows your options, creates commitments, reveals your hand. But silence? Silence keeps every option alive, every door open, every strategy intact. Watch how the crowd behaves. In any room, any discussion, any negotiation. Most people cannot tolerate silence. They scramble to fill it, with noise, with explanations, with anything to kill the discomfort. But the Machiavellian thinker? He invites that discomfort. He creates it. Knowing human nature will do the rest. People will speak. People will reveal themselves, while he remains silent and learns everything. Machiavelli observed, the most successful leaders wore the mask of virtue while acting out of necessity. Silence makes this possible. It lets you appear agreeable, reasonable, while inwardly calculating, always advancing your true interests. Those who cannot control their words cannot control their fate. They become easy to read, easy to use, easy to defeat. But those who speak with purpose, and only when silence has done its work, they control not just their image, but the outcome. Silence is not passive, it is aggressive control, not just self-protection, but a tool to extract, to disarm, to dominate. The skilled practitioner asks a question and waits. No rushing, no rescuing the silence. He allows tension to mount until the other breaks, elaborates, justifies, confesses more than they ever intended. This tactic has been used by the greatest interrogators, negotiators, and rulers throughout time. Each intuitively grasped what Machiavelli formalized. Strategic silence is power in its purest form. There is yet another layer, one that Machiavelli understood without needing to explain. Silence signals authority. Those who speak sparingly, with precision, who allow silence to shape the weight of their words, are granted respect, attention, deference. Conversely, those who speak incessantly, who drown every moment in sound, see their words devalue, ignored, fading into the background. Machiavelli counseled the powerful, speak rarely, but speak with force. This holds true even now, in a world where attention is currency and noise is cheap. In the modern arena of constant noise, the one who controls silence controls perception, and through perception, controls power. Silence is also a space, a weaponized space, for observation, for study, for understanding one's opponent. Machiavelli insisted that anyone who seeks power must first become a student of human nature, must grasp the motivations, the desires, the weaknesses of those around them. And silence enables this study. When you are speaking, you are not listening. When you are talking, you are not watching. But when you are silent, your senses are sharp, your awareness total. You are collecting the data that will later tip the balance. Most people never learn this. They are too focused on being heard, too desperate to prove their intelligence, to validate their worth with constant speech, not realizing that every needless word diminishes their power and exposes their insecurity. Machiavelli's reminder echoes again. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. The silent strategist widens that gap between appearance and reality through disciplined silence. Others project their assumptions onto you while you reveal nothing. In alignment with your true intentions, the silent individual becomes a mirror, reflecting back the fears, hopes, and desires of others, while remaining utterly concealed. This is Machiavellian power in its purest form: control over information, asymmetry of knowledge, manipulation by selective revelation. There is a rhythm to power, a timing Machiavelli understood intuitively. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is not just self-control. It is control over the entire dynamic, the flow of information, the balance of power, the momentum of events. Those who master this rhythm, who feel when silence serves them better than speech, who know the exact moment when words will land with maximum effect, ascend beyond tactics. They achieve strategic dominance. Machiavelli warned, nothing is more difficult to handle, more doubtful of success, nor more dangerous to manage than to put oneself at the head of introducing new orders. The same logic applies to speaking first, to revealing too soon. The first to speak is the first to commit. The first to reveal is the first to become a target. But the one who waits, who listens, who holds silence, gains the advantage of reaction, of adaptation, of precision strike. A mind that speaks without restraint is like an open book, easy to read, easy to predict, easy to manipulate. But a mind that reveals itself slowly, intentionally, strategically, is a mystery, a cipher that others cannot decode. Silence is patience made visible. It is discipline incarnate. It is strategy embodied. Those who cannot remain silent, who must respond, who must react, reveal a fundamental weakness, a lack of self-mastery, and Machiavelli would have seen it at once, as fatal to any serious ambition. Because power requires patience, and patience often looks like silence. Even in negotiation, where words seem essential, silence often wins. The side that can tolerate silence, that can wait without offering, without rushing, without folding, gains control. The experienced negotiator wields silence like a sword, using it to force the other side to speak first, to overreach, to reveal their bottom line. Machiavelli understood, in politics, in war, in life, the illusion of strength often surpasses strength itself. And silence projects strength in a way speech rarely can. Silence speaks confidence, control, calculation. Excessive words, they betray anxiety, insecurity, desperation. The true Machiavellian knows this innately. They speak only when speech serves a strategic aim and allow silence to carry the burden of dominance. In a world of endless noise, the silent figure commands attention. In a room of talkers, the silent one holds sway. In a culture addicted to communication, the one who masters strategic silence wins. And now, after all we've explored, ask yourself, with ruthless honesty, do you speak too much? Do you reveal more than necessary? Do you fill silence just to escape discomfort? Or have you begun to grasp the ancient truth Machiavelli understood so clearly, that silence is not the absence of power, but its most refined, most dangerous expression?